Hey, I'm Liz, and this is my channel, Cornbread Fabulous, and today we're going to talk about serpents. When I was a kid, I loved fishing better than anything in this world. I wanted to go fishing every single day, every minute of the day. I didn't even have to eat. I just wanted to go fishing. And the crazy thing is I didn't even like to eat fish, but it's just the thrill of casting out into that water and not seeing what was in it and then, catching a fish. So one summer, it rained for like 3 weeks in a row. And I was going crazy wanting to go fishing. Well, it finally stopped raining. And my granddaddy, who worked in the fields sometimes 14 hours a day, he was worn out, but I didn't know. I was a little kid, and it was Sunday, which was his day off, and it had stopped raining. And I said, Granddaddy, would you please take me fishing? And my granddaddy said, well, sure, we probably won't catch nothing because it's going to be too muddy. Well, I must have gave him the puppy eyes because he said, come on, get your pole and let's go get some worms. And as we were walking out the door, my grandma said, Toots, you know y'all better not go fishing on a Sunday. The Lord will send a serpent after y'all. And so my granddad, I said, what's a serpent? And my granddad said it was a snake. And so I said, do you think that he'll really send snakes to us because we're fishing on Sunday? Now I have to tell you, my grandma was Pentecostal holiness, and she viewed Sunday as a day of rest. She didn't even work in her garden, which was nuts because she worked in that garden 6 days a week. But on Sunday, she did not touch that garden. And my granddaddy couldn't mow grass. We couldn't go shopping if there was something that was open. Like, oh my Lord, it was crazy to find out Kmart was going to be open on Sunday. I'm telling you all that so that you know that the fear of the Lord was in us, that he might send a serpent because we were fishing on Sunday. But my granddaddy said, come on here, that ain't nothing but wives' tales. So we make our way down to the worm box, or bait box we called it. It was an old refrigerator turned over on the side, and we filled it up with the peat moss, and we would throw watermelon rinds and lemons, apples, all kinds of mess in it, and then worms would eat it up. And we never lacked for some fishing worms, and some of them would be big around as my pinky. So we got us out a few worms and walked on down to the edge of the pond. I baited up my hook. Granddaddy baited up his. I let my line go out. And I'm standing there and something starts to nibble. I can see my little cork bobbing a little bit, And so I'm staring at it. I'm just studying my cork. And then I hear this rustling behind me. And my granddaddy was a trickster. So I thought he was messing with me. So I just kept fishing. Well, the rustling was getting a little bit louder. And so it was about that time I noticed my granddaddy had moved down about 3 feet away from me, so there's no way he was rustling the bushes behind me. So I said, Granddaddy, something's in these bushes. He said, probably just some quail over there, and we've scared them. He said, they'll probably fly out of there in a few minutes. So I kept fishing. Granddaddy came back over there to get a worm because he had lost his. And about the time he walked over, he said, Lord, have mercy. And he threw his stuff on the ground. He said, come on, and took off running. And I didn't know what was going on, so I took off running too. And I was like, Granddaddy, what's going on? He said, there was a nest of moccasins in the bushes. Oh, Lord, God did send some serpents after us after all. I think it was a while before I fished on Sunday again. If you've enjoyed today's story, click on subscribe and turn notifications on. As always, your comments are welcome. I'd love to hear your stories because sometimes I wonder, am I the only one that's this crazy?